Hey, welcome back, folks. If you're new here, welcome aboard. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. It's really nice to see you again. My name is Rick, and with my wife Lori, we're building a 31-foot diesel trawler in our backyard. If you find that interesting, you might want to stick around. This week's episode, I didn't have a whole lot of footage to work with, and because we had a special visitor this week, Joe from MotorCity Boat Werkz. He's quite a fella. We had a laugh, let me tell you. Anyways, we talked about boats, boat building, boat repairing, all that kind of stuff. You know, two boat guys get together, they're going to talk forever. Anyways, we had a good look around the boat, asked a lot of questions, and Joe's going to produce a video in the next couple of weeks. So if you stick around, I'll let you know when that video drops. It was a lot of fun. Anyways, in this episode, I start working on my bowsprit, or my anchor pulpit, or whatever you want to call it. Anyways, it's a huge chunk of white oak, and it took a lot to get it, and I didn't get exactly what I wanted, so I got a lot of machining work to do on it. But we're managed to move that project along, and this week I'm going to carry on and work on the forward end of the boat where it's going to live. So if you find that thing kind of interesting, you might want to stick around. Consider subscribing to our channel, giving us a thumbs up, and clicking the little ding thing there to let you know when one of our video drops. Anyways, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's go do this.
So here we go, folks. We're going to butcher a very expensive piece of wood, so if you're a little bit squeamish, you might just want to look away now. This beautiful chunk of white oak is just over 11 inches wide, 7 feet long, and it's fully 2 inches thick, maybe a little bit more. What I'm doing here is just cutting off the end of the plank where there's a check, which is a split in the wood. And now I'm going to cut it to length. I cut it long, and I can trim it back later. So this part of the surface is planing down the rough cut lumber to get it to really nice finish, and it took a lot of work. It was everything that my little planer could do just to get the rough surface off, and I had to load this plank in and out of the planer probably 25 times, and it weighed 50 pounds. Sat the camera on the plank as it was coming off the planer. I thought it was a neat shot. There's a fair bit of planning and measuring and triple measuring and double checking my triple measures just to make sure that I'm going to get the bowsprit where I want it. I want the windlass to dump the chain basically right in the middle of the chain locker, so I'm doing a little bit of math here. Math is hard. The bowsprit wasn't anything that came on the plans. Those are customizations that are left up to the builder to make. So this is all going to be coming right off the top of my head, out of my poor feeble little brain, and we'll see if we can't make something work. So here I'm going to run a string straight down the center of the boat. I've got the center of the boat marked on the cabin and on the deck, and I'll use that as my baseline for all the measurements that I take. So I've settled on the length of the bowsprit and how far it's going to overhang the bow, and I think it's about 40 inches if my memory serves me, and that's plenty long enough. I have to make sure I jot everything down and make notes, because my memory's just not as good as it used to be. Well, it never was really all that great, but as you get a little older and you only got 2 synapses left and they don't talk to each other, you know what I'm talking about. The windlass that I'm installing is a anchor lift Dolphin, and it's slightly oversized for our boat, but that's okay. It was a deal when I bought it. Comes with a mounting template where you can mark out the holes and drill the holes, and that's what I'm doing here. It's just marking where the drill holes go. Now I'm just going to drill straight through the template and mark where the holes will go. Just little pilot holes, makes things a little easier. I'm using my trusty drill guide to try and get the holes as close to perpendicular as I can. I know I can't do it by eye. I've tried, it doesn't work, and seeing as I'm going through 2 inches of solid white oak, I thought it was prudent to actually use the drill guide. To get the best result from using the drill guide, it's always better to screw it down to the workpiece, and that will keep it as perpendicular as possible. So here I'm using my battery powered drill, and it really didn't have the guts to get through this. I mean, the first hole that I drilled, I made it through, but eventually I had to switch to my corded larger drill, and it just went through it like butter. Just like Tim the Tool Man always used to say, more power, and it just whizzed right through this white oak. This is just drilling through from the backside to prevent tear out, so I didn't actually need the drill guide to be able to do that. There's an odd shape to be cut out where the chain leaves the windlass and falls into the hose pipe, and this had to be cut with a jigsaw. This was my brother's jigsaw. I'm not really all that familiar with it, but I thought it was like a heavy-duty industrial, but it really did not work all that well. As you'll see here, the blade kept popping out, and I don't know why I had it installed properly, but that was a pain in the ass.
That's fucking annoying.
So out comes the trusty cordless jigsaw and a brand new blade, and it was really an aggressive blade, and it cut through that white oak like butter. You have to have a light touch with a jigsaw. Let the saw do its work, and you'll get good results without warping or bending the blade or getting oddball cuts. As you can see here, it was pretty straight. Just brushing up the dust, and we're going to do our first test dry fit of the windlass. Is it gonna fit? Is it gonna fit? Is it gonna fit? Come on, baby. Yeah, it fits. Look at that. I'm just rounding off the corners, and as you'll see in the upcoming shot, I'm going to run the router around it and ease all the edges. This is an oscillating sander that I picked up at a yard sale years ago, I think for about 50 bucks, and it's a great tool for doing this kind of work. You always get nice square edges, and it's really easy to work with, except when your piece is 50 inches long and weighs 45 to 50 pounds. I've used the oscillating sander a lot. It really makes short work of a lot of these nasty sanding jobs, and it also has a single spindle function that you can install for doing holes and round things and all that kind of sort of stuff. Here's that little bit of router action I told you about before, and this is just to take the sharpness off the edges, because when you machine the white oak, it really creates a sharp edge. That's about it for this week, folks. There's still lots going on in the background, but anyways, I thought you would enjoy that. I'd like to issue a hearty welcome to all our new subscribers. We're doing really well. We're over 750 now, which is kind of outrageous, but anyways, people seem to be liking what they're seeing, and they keep coming back. So stay well, and cheers.